Thinking of grabbing the Razer Kishi V2 for your iPhone? Before you do, you need to see this honest review. /N I'm going to break down the real problems no one is talking about. /N, but here's what surprised me. There are a couple of things it actually does incredibly well. /N therefore, you might be shocked by my final verdict. For the best price, click the link in the description. /N let's get straight into it. The promise is console-quality mobile gaming, a universal fit, and lag-free performance thanks to that direct lightning connection. It sounds like the dream controller, right? The one accessory to finally make iPhone gaming legit. But I've been using it for weeks, and the reality is a messy mix of brilliant engineering and some truly baffling design choices. This isn't just a review, it's a breakdown of whether those problems are deal-breakers for you. /N therefore, let's start with the absolute best part, the thing Razer absolutely nailed. The feel. Picking this thing up, it feels premium. The micro-switch buttons, especially the face buttons A, B, X, Y, have this fantastic, crisp, tactile click. It's satisfying in a way most mobile controllers just aren't. The analog triggers are smooth with a good amount of travel, and the thumbsticks are precise. When you're in a game, the actual input hardware is excellent. It feels like a proper, high-end controller that got shrunk in the wash. For the first 5 minutes, you'll be grinning. This is where the console quality claim isn't just marketing fluff, /N and it's a huge but, then you encounter the first major problem, the ergonomics, or more accurately, the lack thereof. Razer says it's designed for long gaming sessions. My hands say they designed it for people made of rubber. Here's the issue. It's incredibly slim. Portability is king, I get it. It folds up and slides in a pocket. That's cool. However, if you have anything larger than what I'd call medium hands, your fingers are going to cramp. There's no real grip, no contouring on the back to rest your palms. You're basically pinching this flat slab. After about 20 minutes in a racing game or an action RPG, my hands were begging for mercy. It's like they built a Ferrari engine and then decided to put it inside a go-kart with no seat. The performance is there, but the comfort, not so much. /N therefore, let's talk about the universal fit with the extendable bridge. This is a clever solution. You stretch out the controller, slot your iPhone into the lightning port, and let the bridge retract to hold it snugly. It works. It holds my iPhone 14 Pro Max securely. There's no wobble. But this leads us directly to problem number 2, button placement. To make it foldable, they had to make compromises. The right thumbstick and the face buttons are placed very close to the phone's screen. If you have a larger phone like a Pro Max, your thumb has to navigate a tiny, awkwardly positioned island between the edge of your phone and the buttons. It feels cramped. And the D-pad on the left side. It's this tiny, flat, clicky disc. It's fine for menus, but try playing a fighting game or a precision platformer with it. You'll miss every special move. It's like trying to perform surgery with oven mitts on. /N but wait, there's more. Let's discuss the Razer Nexus app, which is your hub for games and customization. Discover the best games in one place for free, they say. The app itself is fine. It's a game launcher. The real issue is the programmable macros feature. It's buried, it's not intuitive to set up, and for the average mobile gamer who just wants to plug and play, it feels like an afterthought. It's a powerful feature for a very specific niche, presented like a main selling point. It's like buying a toaster that also has a built-in fax machine. Cool, but why? /N therefore, we need to address the elephant in the room, streaming. Stream PC and console games, they promise. And yes, with Xbox Cloud Gaming, Steam Link, or PS Remote Play, the direct lightning connection means virtually zero input lag. This is the Kishi V2's true superpower. If you have a great home Wi-Fi network and want to play your Xbox games on your phone in another room, it's fantastic. The latency is so low it feels like magic. Pass-through charging is also a game changer for long sessions. You can plug in a power bank and play forever without worrying about your phone dying. This is the no compromises part of their slogan that actually holds up. \n, but here's the ironic twist. For native mobile games, the experience is wildly inconsistent. Some games, like Call of Duty, Mobile or Genshin Impact recognize it perfectly and it's glorious. Other games don't. You'll be forced to use on-screen touch controls while the physical controller is attached. It's a confusing, frustrating mess. You're holding this $40 piece of dedicated hardware and the game is like, cool story, bro, now tap this invisible button on the screen. It makes you feel silly. You look like a DJ trying to scratch a record that isn't there. \n therefore, let's look at the competition and the price. At $39.99, it's not the most expensive option, but it's not a casual impulse buy either. You're paying for that lightning connector performance and the Razer name. The 4.2-star rating on Amazon tells a story. People who love it for streaming and specific games give it 5 stars. People who struggle with the ergonomics or compatibility give it 1 or 2. It's a divisive device. It's not a universal yes. \n so, what's the final resolution? Who is this actually for? If you are primarily a cloud gamer or a remote player, and you have smaller to medium hands, the Razer Kishi V2 is arguably one of the best low-latency options for iPhone. The premium feel and seamless connection are worth the ergonomic trade-off. However, if you play a wide variety of native mobile games and value comfort during long sessions, you might be deeply disappointed. The cramped layout and inconsistent support are real problems. It's a specialist, not a generalist. A precision tool that fails at being a comfortable everyday device. \n my honest take. Don't buy the Razer Kishi V2 for iPhone expecting a perfect, comfy, do-it-all controller. Buy it only if your primary goal is high-performance games streaming from another device. For that specific use case, it delivers on its biggest promise. For everything else, the problems might just outweigh the perks. It's like dating a supermodel who is terrible at conversation. It looks great and performs in specific scenarios, but daily life with it can be a real pain. Make your choice based on that. And for the best price available right now on Amazon, check the link in the description below.